So we got a full week of practice in the books. We are going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Sieler's new contract. We're going to talk about a new signing that also happened. Got a lot of stuff to talk about. What is up, Fin fans? How is everyone doing on this Monday? Like I said, we got some things to talk about. Before we get into that real quick, go follow our podcasts. Wherever you can find podcasts, go check it out, whether it's Spotify, whether it's Apple, all that stuff. Give us a high rating. Let us know. And also, if you want to become a member, you probably see people with cool emojis in the chat. You just hit that join button next to the subscribe button. You get emojis, you get your name in the post credits, you get special little chats, all that good stuff. Go check it out. So let's jump into this and talk about the big news that happened yesterday, the breaking news of Zach Sieler getting a new contract. It's an extension, 3-year extension. I'm going to start with TD because TD, I was listening again. I always listen from a distance. I was listening to. He's going to get a restraining order on me soon. TD, what's your thoughts on Sieler getting this extension? Money wise and kind of team wise, what's your thoughts on this extension?
Well, I have mixed emotions about it. I'm one of those individuals that I just have a habit where I can't look at the now only. I also look at the future. And this is a different NFL than what it used to be. Teams with a quarterback on a rookie contract have an advantage because they pay low money. And if it's a star, they're able to build their roster bigger and better early on, and you'll always compete against that. So windows aren't as wide as they used to be. And Miami Dolphins giving Sieler this money kind of it kind of puts them right back into, hey, we just got a new credit card almost. That's kind of how I look at it. We got a new credit card that we could play with for the next 2 to 3 years and push money and things like that and have some flexibility if we need to. But if this season goes south, the new coach and or general manager may have to deal with that, and I just don't like that. I really feel like we were headed in the right direction as far as do it what you have and make something happen as we continue to bolster this. But it looks like, they've made a few little moves here, and I'm hoping they don't do the same with Minka, but if they do, they kind of put themselves in a bad future standpoint from like the young players. Because I look at it like this. What if Jalen Phillips balls out this year? Is Sieler getting a portion of the money that you would have given him if he balls out? These are all the decisions that we have to make long term. And this is why we always get screwed and we got to let our own go. People say, oh, well, you got to reward these players. Well, the players you draft are more homegrown than the ones you brought in free agency or undrafted, or you actually invested draft capital in them. And I like for us to prepare for those a lot better instead of letting them all walk. I really believe Jalen Phillips is going to go off this year, and we're not going to have the money for him. So I'm not a fan of this deal.
Can I ask a question? Follow up on that diatribe that was very eloquent and put.
Thank you, Omar. I'm
well
trying
put together.
Completely off the mark, but it was very, very well said.
No. I understand his thought process.
No, I do too.
Well, let me ask you a question. You would rather, if I said I had $17 million to give a player, you would rather give it to the player who didn't produce double-digit sacks and hasn't stayed healthy for more than a season, as opposed to the guy who did produce double-digit sacks for 2 straight years and has stayed healthy for his entire career, except for when he got his eye poked out in practice?
Well, remember, Omar, months ago we had this conversation of my philosophy with the game of football now. First of all, Sieler is getting older. That's number one. Okay. Number two, you have to be prepared for the future. And right now, I don't see this. See, to me, it's Super Bowl or bust. Like, no. Let me back. No. Let me backtrack that. It's not Super Bowl or bust for this team, but the only thing I care about is building towards the Super Bowl. This Sieler deal, I don't think
Sieler, please.
Sieler, sorry, okay?
It would be nice if you learned his name before you took a poop on him.
Thank you.
No, I'm not taking a poop on Sieler, okay? I want him to get paid, just not by the Miami Dolphins. I don't mind that. Okay.
Oh, but he was under contract for 2 years for
see
50%, 40 cents.
Okay. And hey, the Dolphins got the best out of that, and now let somebody else pay him. I was the one who said we should not pay Xavier Howard. Why? Because you're about to give him big money in his prime while we're rebuilding, while we're not going to win a Super Bowl. Save that money and go get some draft picks for young players that you can invest that in the future. That's how I look at it.
The way draft picks are really helpful.
No, well, I think that Chris Greer hit the last 2 years. I think he might have hit on Patrick Paul. I think he might have hit on Jonas Savaiinaea.
But we know he hit with the waiver claim of Zach Sieler, who, by the way, is 29 years old. Since
30 next month. 30 next month. Let's give him his credit now. Let's go ahead and give him the 30.
30 next month. How many quality defensive tackles have played into the mid-30s? A lot. You don't think Zach Sieler's – hold on. You don't think Zach Sieler's not going to be an important player for this team next year, 2027, 2028? He was wildly underpaid, and this is a guy who does everything you want in terms of what you're trying to build, the quote-unquote culture. That's the guy you want to follow. You're not going to reward him. You're going to lowball him when his contract was massively – I
understand
the level of play he's given you.
I understand what you're saying, Alain. My whole point is he's going to be a massive contributor over the next 2 years. I don't see the Dolphins winning a Super Bowl in the next 2 years based off of the way things are going. So it's all irrelevant to
the next 2 years.
It's all irrelevant. Build something now so that 3 years from now we can actually say we're contenders.
Okay, but you don't think that keeping Sieler and potentially keeping Mika is also adding to the core of a team that you could build around?
Well, now mark my words, because hopefully this show goes to new heights and we'll be doing it for a while. 2 years from now, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to see exactly, okay, they were good for us, but what did it amount to? That's all I'm saying. That's
the last 2 decades. So we shouldn't have Zach Thomas or Jason Taylor.
But this is why.
They're not going to be here when we have a title contending team.
This is why, because we don't prepare for the future properly. Again, like I just asked you all, if Jalen Phillips has 15 sacks this year, what do you do in the front office?
You don't give him a big fat contract.
I'm not saying he will, but you have to prepare for the players that are coming up, and we don't prepare for it. That's why we couldn't keep Christian. That's why we couldn't keep.
No, Christian wanted more than he should have.
Yeah, because they end up playing to a level to where you can't afford them because of the deals.
You think Christian Wilkins played at a $24 million a year level?
He got it, so yeah. That's the point. He got it. So yeah.
Mike Wallace got a big fat contract from us. Did he play at that level?
That's the whole point, Doug. I know. Don't get me wrong. I know exactly what you mean, Doug. But the market is the market, and we're never prepared for the market.
But
we are, though. We just did it with Sieler.
We only prevented Sieler from going to the market.
No, give me. When are the Dolphins going to be prepared for a 27-year-old's market? When are we going to be prepared for that? Please tell me.
27-year-old's market. It depends on the 27-year-old. You were prepared for it when you re-signed Waddle.
Jalen Waddle.
Waddle.
And look at the contracts that these receivers are getting now.
That's one player. I want to be
Jackson got a deal early.
Zach
Sieler got a deal early before he got it.
Those are peanut deals. Those are minuscule deals compared to what I'm talking about. You should be prepared to pay 3 to 4 of your youngest stars.
Bradley Chubb.
Trade it, not in-house.
But they redid his contract.
TD, let me ask you a question. Jalen Phillips goes off 13 sacks this year, regardless of what the team does as a whole. Him by himself goes off, stays healthy.
$20 million a
year.
What
contract are you giving him? Say Sieler didn't get an extension. What contract are you giving Jalen Phillips?
If Jalen Phillips stays healthy this season
and goes off,
I'd be willing to give Jalen Phillips $27 million a year.
Off of one healthy year? I love Jalen Phillips.
He's my
favorite player on the team.
Hold on. How much is a franchise tag going to be? I mean, you got guys out here getting 40 now.
Not 27 million.
Are you sure with the new guys getting 40? Isn't it the average of the top 3?
I'll look it up too.
I'm looking it up right now.
I'm looking it up right now too.
We can do it first.
Yeah, I'm like,
whatever you've been drinking, dude.
Alan,
It's not
all I'm saying is, Alan,
franchises.
I promise you, I understand signing him. I understand all of that. I'm just looking at the long term because there's a strong. That's why are we beating around the bush?
Your thought process.
Pass rusher price is going to be $22 million in 2026.
So I thought they calculated the average of the top three.
I see 27.7, Omar.
Yeah, that's going up.
Where you see it is 20. I'm looking at. I'm AI, of course.
I'm looking at over the cap projected.
Yeah, it's about 27. It has to be.
But you're not giving him 27 over 1 year when he's had back to back.
No, I'm not. Yes, I am. Yes, I am, because that's what the market says.
He's not getting.
Okay with
but again, it's the same.
Okay with giving Sieler the money.
Do you remember when we were having a conversation maybe a month or so ago about Rasul Douglas and how we were all like, "Oh, he's going to get this," or no, it was Jair Alexander, and we thought, "Oh, he's going to get," and he got like 4 or 5 million, just because that's what the market says. Phillips say he tests the market. I bet you he gets like. I think he gets 16. If he goes off this year, I don't think he goes that high. Dude, he hasn't shown he can stay healthy.
Remember, you said 12 sacks. I said 15.
Regardless, one hit wonder.
I don't think it's fair or accurate or responsible to ever go on a player based on the average salary of whatever's reported. I go based on the average salary of guaranteed money, because that's the real money. I would and love Jalen Phillips.
My favorite.
I would be shocked if he walks away with $45 million in guaranteed money if he goes off. You could give him whatever fake $100 million deal you want. I'd be shocked if he's walking away with 40.
I mean, that's what it'll be, though, Omar. It'll be the fake money. It'll be about 42% or something like that.
I don't care about the fake money.
Yeah, because everyone's seeing Sieler's contract and thinking he's getting 20 plus a year.
So when I say 27, that's like AAV of what.
Oh, okay, you're average. I got you.
Yes, I'm just talking about what a contract will look like, but we know that's going to be around 19 when you break it out.
Yeah.
Well, you can't move from your core players, and Zach Sieler's a core player.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, this again. We love having core players when it don't matter. Like Camwick was a core player. We love just a few core players on the team when it doesn't matter. But when it does matter and you got to go after it, we got to make sacrifices.
But here's the thing,
TD. Players to make it matter, TD.
No. We never catch up with our core players. We're replacing them. Every core player that we resign, we're also losing one. That's the problem with Miami.
Let me say this, and I say this to Poupart and everybody who follows me. One, the salary cap has never stopped a single team from doing anything that they really wanted to do.
Yeah, look at the Saints.
If you really wanted to do it, you give Tua his $20 million right now. Change up his contract, and then you get the cap space. The salary cap.
You kick the can down the road. You kick the can down the road. At some point,
the salary cap will never ever stop an NFL team from doing something they really want to do. The Dolphins did not want to pay Christian Wilkins $24 million a year. The Dolphins did not want to pay Javon Holland $15 million a year. The Dolphins did not want to pay Robert Hunt $20 million a year.
Omar, what you're saying is disingenuous, though. Any team that wants to do what they want to do, they'll do it.
They will.
Because the only reason they don't want to do it is because the price, because they can't afford it. That's the point.
No, you can afford anything you want to.
No, okay. Could they have afforded Robert Hunt, Christian Wilkins, giving Ramsey a raise? Could they have afforded all of those things?
They could have found a way and figured it out. Maybe losing
not,
one or two.
Not restructured.
They didn't want to pay them that money
because they can't.
They could. They would have just been in cap hell in like 2027.
They couldn't. They actually
could. They want to do. You could right now. You could have given Sieler $25 million signing bonus and a 10-year contract. You would his guarantee his contract would have been increments of a cap space. You can do whatever you want to do. Why do you think Patrick Mahomes has a 10-year deal that continues to get restructured?
But when you say
whatever you want to do, it's about how creative you are. And this owner will write a big, fat, ridiculous check just to make it work. So
Omar, but when you say that, it confuses people because if that's the case, if you're an owner, can you do this? You know what? I'll spend any dime I want. You know what? I'm gonna just buy it. Let me go ahead and get let me go get 3 of the top 10 receivers. Let me go get the top O-lineman of every position. No, it's not possible. It's not possible. You cannot afford it. You make it seem like teams can afford whatever they want if they want to. It's not true. There is a limit, though.
If the want to go get Terry McLaurin right now, they can do it.
And Micah Parsons, and go ahead and extend Mika, and but at a certain point you can't anymore. That's what. But you make it seem like you can.
That's my point too, TD. If the Dolphins right now want to go get Terry McLaurin and Micah Parsons, they can do it. It would take some creativity and some big fat checks. Yep. But they can do it.
And how about they add 2 more on top of that while we're at it, since we're in the store, and they can do it.
Ridiculous now.
Exactly, but there is a limit. But you can't just wave it off. There is a limit, and we tiptoe on
it now. You're exactly in it now.
And isn't the roster regressing?
$500,000 in dead cap for
just. Isn't the roster regressing? Is the roster regressing?
Yeah, the roster, but the roster's regressing because they're not good at drafting. Not because they've got dead weight like Eric Uzakama and Channing Tindall and Cam Smith. Like, I can tell you why the roster's regressing. Like, it's not because
the draft picks.
They can't afford players or they got to be cheap because they got Tua. The roster's regressing because they suck at drafting.
But because they took away half of their draft opportunities by trading for Tyreek, trading for Chubb, trading for Ramsey. Yeah, but still, did they make it work? Goal, y'all forget the goal in mind here.
They made the playoffs back-to-back years.
The goal, Alan. We see. I can't.
No. Don't do that.
There's one team that wins the Super Bowl every year.
The goal got messed up. That's goal. When they were at their peak, they just decimated by injuries. And then they had to go play the Super Bowl champion in the 4th coldest game of the year, where you couldn't throw the ball on one side of the field and they didn't have home field advantage. Not to say that they would have had a good chance against Kansas City if they were hosting the game. But let's not act like 2023 was nothing. They were decimated by injuries.
Now, what good team did they beat? What did they prove when they were healthy? In 2023, when they were healthy.
Shifting. We're shifting the conversation.
No. See,
we started over here. We went over here.
Don't act like 2023 wasn't nothing. It wasn't nothing meaningful.
Absolutely nobody, but they were the hottest team in the NFL for a good
against the worst teams in the NFL. Yes,
they were the hottest team in the NFL for a good month.
And what did it amount to?
They didn't beat anybody. Every time they played,
it amounted to nothing. But they were the hottest team in the NFL for a good month, and I believe Tua was the second leading odds maker for MVP, third leading odds maker for MVP of the league going into the Ravens game before they got their face kicked in on the day that they lost Xavier Howard, Bradley Chubb. Javon Holland wasn't there. Who else did they lose that week? Was it the linebacker?
Van Ginkel got hurt the following week.
Van Ginkel got hurt the following week.
The injury should not take you.
Linebacker got hurt. Come on, man.
The injury should not take you out of MVP contention. Josh Allen did not have a good roster last year.
It was done. When we said going into that game, Baltimore game, winner take all. MVP, number 1 seed. Dolphins got their face kicked in. Conversation over.
They still didn't beat anybody that year. They
didn't.
Their signature win was Dallas at home.
They were still the hottest team in the NFL.
No, they weren't. When every time they played, they were 3-0. They played Buffalo, they get spanked. Now they win a game. They played the Eagles and they got handled.
Remember, Buffalo had to come back and actually beat them at home to win the AFC East, because if they had taken care of business against Tennessee, they would have won the AFC East.
Grandma had grandpa.
All right.
But anyway, back to the original point of this whole conversation. The only pushback that I really have with what TD said is, if you consistently try to operate like that, where you're like, well, we're not going to be in the Super Bowl in 3 years, so we might as well not keep our best players. You're just never going to keep your best players, because no one has a crystal ball to be like, we're lining up for it. we're like, because look at the Washington Commanders. They're about to get rid of Terry McLaurin, who's one of their best receivers, and they were just in the NFC Championship game. So to me, you can't operate like that. You have to operate that every year you're going to try to build the best you can to win the Super Bowl. Because if not, you're fired.
I'd rather the Eagles way, load up, have a 2-year, 3-year window, disappear for 4 years, load up again. You remember when Jay Ajayi got traded and won the Super Bowl? He was their backup. They had starters as backups. That's what they did. They loaded up for that one little window. They got ghosts for about 4 or 5 years, loaded up again and won another one.
Do you know why for the past 3 years the Eagles have been as good as they are? Because they draft well.
Just about.
They got Jalen Carter at the end of the first round.
Because they were patiently loading up. They weren't trading everything for Tyreek. They weren't trading everything for drafting. Exactly. But hey, then let's hold somebody accountable. Why? Because otherwise we're in a rat race.
You're preaching to the choir. I wanted Greer fired when Stephen Ross was fired. So like that's a whole different subject and a whole different that's the reason the Dolphins are in the situation they're in. Is because they don't know how to draft, and then they oversign players, and then so we're all that. But you can't pinpoint Zach Sieler into that. You can't take Zach Sieler and then put him in the same conversation with an Ndamukong Suh contract, because it's like, it's two different things. Zach Sieler didn't hold out, he didn't hold in, he didn't bitch and complain. He came in, he did his job, he worked, he stayed healthy for 6 years, was an undrafted free agent, claimed them off of waivers, came to this team when we were trying to lose on purpose.
Free agent, but yes,
and he just kept doing his thing. And
here's why, and I think Poupart would say this as well. Here's why the Sieler signing was so important. Because the entire locker room was watching.
About to say that. Yep.
And because you cannot talk about all of this stuff with culture and cannot preach all of this stuff about work ethic and doing the right thing and being about team. And then the one guy who personifies all of that, you say, nah, we got you under contract for 60 cents on the dollar.
Suck it up.
Suck it up.
Did Christian Wilkins personify it? Did Christian Wilkins personify it?
What do you mean?
Did Robert Hunt personify that?
Well, what do you mean personify it?
The exact same thing that Zach Sieler personified. Are you kidding? Robert Hunt didn't personify that, and Christian Wilkins didn't.
Christian Wilkins sat in. Do you remember? He didn't play he didn't play the first week of training camp. He sat in. Did he not?
Yes.
I don't know if Zieler practiced in OTA.
Zieler was at minicamp. Zieler was at he
held out of OTAs at minicamp. Yeah. He was there, but he was not doing it.
I'm just saying that the locker rooms watching thing. At what point do we realize this is a business? We've been past that.
But that's the problem. That's the problem.
We've been past
these
that.
Coaches preach this is team. This is about the Dolphins. This is a collective, but it's really a business. And the longer it takes for the young players to learn that it's a business, the better off the coaches are. If the young players see right away, oh, this is a business. These guys, they don't care about me. They don't care about the team. They care about the business of the NFL. It does not work. And everything that you say and everything that you preach, it just you might as well throw it out the window.
That's not getting guys to play hurt.
Yeah, a prime example, Raheem Mostert's reaction when we traded Jonnu Smith. That's a prime example.
30
if we didn't do what I think that was the biggest thing with Sieler. Obviously, he's done fantastic first, but like Omar said, if they're like, you're going to play on this one, and if you don't play like we want you to, we're not going to be here, so we're just going to move on from you. The whole locker room is going to be like, then what the hell am I playing for? Like, what is this?
I promise you, Doug, I understand what y'all are saying, though. I just want my new GM and new coach to have a clean slate. That's all I'm saying.
I don't think this will drastically impact them. We don't have the details of the contract, but I'm of the opinion, just guessing right now, that the Sieler contract will create cap space, not take away from it. Now, I have
this year.
But it can only like next year. It can only create like a max of $6 to $7 million this year, though.
Yeah, give or take. I was thinking
already had restructures. Depends on what the signing bonus is.
Yeah.
It's going to be a 5-year deal. If Steve Ross, let's say, gives him a 20 million signing bonus, which he's not going to do, then you're talking about a $5 million cap hit in year one, which would create a good substantial savings for you. And you could do all kinds of things. You could restructure Sieler. The thing about Sieler is, and I don't want to continue on this because it's it's a ridiculous conversation from my standpoint, because like that's the number one thing that they had to do in the offseason from my perspective, because you can't talk about it and be about it, and the guy who's preaching it for you on your behalf, you don't take care of him. It doesn't work that way.
So has Minka already proven it in camp to where he needs his deal now?
He got it. He got his deal that's going to be suffice until next offseason.
So that'll suffice?
Yeah,
or should they get ahead of it?
No, I don't.
He got a lot of money this year.
They addressed his contract. Minka's going to get $31 million over the next 2 years.
If he wasn't happy, he wouldn't have talked.
Yeah, he's talked. He'll get it addressed again.
Yeah.
The players just want guaranteed money next year. They don't, or really a financial commitment next year. And then when they get to the next year, they'll address it again. Then that's what you see. The highest level players.
And I see where TD's coming from in the aspect of, and then we'll move on, in the aspect of essentially like the new GM, the new coach, like what if they don't want that? And I it's rare to find somebody who probably doesn't want a Sieler on their team. But I think that is why they didn't touch Tua's contract, because we don't know. Like, I think that's the Stephen Ross thing where he's like, we're not going to touch that because we don't know if the next two are going to want this.
No,
so
they need to extend Tua now.
What?
Get ahead of that MVP season.
Okay, Garrett.
Real quick before we get to the donations, because just so people know how, because I noticed some people in the last stream were like, they're not reading our comments. The way we work here is we talk, because if you notice, we like to talk a lot, and then halfway through we get to the donations and read your comments and all that stuff. So, but before we get to that, the big thing we should talk about is kind of the biggest surprises and the biggest letdowns of training camp so far. We'll do it quick, just throw out the names. I'll start with the guys who have been there, and then I'll give you my opinion as a secondhand person. We'll start with Omar Kelly. Who's your biggest surprise and your biggest letdown going into this training camp? Or in this training camp?
I actually have a list. I don't want to mess up Poupart's list.
He's just you're just reading his list.
No. My biggest surprise is really Quinn Ewers. I wasn't a fan in the college process. He's a lot better than I thought he was.
Okay.
I'll go with Willie Gay, who I swear to God, we're gonna have a revolt if he's an orange jersey player tomorrow.
That's with the orange jersey crap. Seriously,
has he not earned it, Poupart? You know my point. You know my point. The orange jersey is a fraud. You know what I told you.
I told you this, that it's kind. They give it to who they want to give it to. It's not the practice performer of the day.
But I want it. It should be the top practice performer of the day, but it's turned into something that it's not anymore. It doesn't.
It's for them. It's not for us. I mean, they give it to whoever they want. It's like an in-team type of thing where they recognize who they want to recognize, not who does the media think should.
Well, but you're now saying that it's the top well, allegedly. Anyway, let me.
Mike McDaniel's quote. I'm sorry.
It personifies the guy who personifies what we want to be about. Blah blah.
What we're trying to accomplish on that particular day. Go ahead.
What we're trying to blah 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 blah.
That's what he said.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry. Anyway, but my thing is, how do you give young guys hope? That how do you reward? And Willie Gay's not a young guy. Who is practiced better? Patrick Paul. When he was having his hot days, no orange jersey. Willie Gay.
You care way more about this than I think the players do. I mean,
did you see Willie Gay's reaction when he said that playlist was going to be on fire?
Yeah,
if he wanted,
because that's his personality. But I don't think deep down he really cares all that. I could be wrong, but I don't really think they care all that much.
Let me finish my list. Andrew Myers, Grayson Murphy are my top guys. Do you want my disappointments too, or no?
Yeah, sure. Throw them in there.
I can't. Why can't I go first with disappointment then?
Okay, you go first, beautiful, with your disappointment.
I don't have any. They've all been great.
He has to. It's too early.
I want to know your list.
Okay, very quickly. My surprises or revelations, whatever. Alexander Madison has looked a lot better than I anticipated he would. Theo Weiss Jr., the rookie free agent wide receivers, has been, I can't help but notice him. I mean, like all the time. Willie Gay Jr. has been fabulous, but I remember Willie Gay Jr. from his time in Kansas City, and I always liked him as a player. So I don't know that it's
surprising.
Not surprising to me. I mean, to this level, and the dude's always around the ball. John Saunders Jr., the rookie free agent safety. Another one. That dude is always around the ball.
Now you disrespecting Jordan Colbert.
Another one.
They've been like little splash plays here. There, I'm excited to see them in the exhibition season.
Matt Dickerson also has been very impressive to me.
Yes.
Okay, then the flip side, and again, because I know some of the people are going to comment like it's early in camp and all that. I understand this. I am saying from what we've seen so far, obviously Cam Smith, for whatever reason. Sorry, dude. And I'm going to say it right now. I'm not feeling it with Kenneth Grant. Sorry.
Okay.
Could be wrong, but right now
you're giving us your opinion so far. Things could change. Yeah. Okay.
Jalen Wright, who with that social media post of how cut he looked, and everybody's talking about, look at him coming into year 2. He's going to bust out. I'm not seeing it right now. Malik Washington's been way awfully quiet for my taste. Since
how dare you call out Malik Washington and not say a word about Nick Westbrook-Akine?
Isn't he hurt?
Because no, he's not. Maybe I had bigger expectations for Malik Washington based on what he did last year, whereas Westbrook-Akine is a newcomer who maybe there's an acclimation process, and lately he's catching more and more passes. So, and my last one is maybe it's unfair. Maybe it's completely unfair. It'd be nice to see Darren Waller on the field already.
Oh, okay.
I can feel that. I can feel that one. It's been about a week. I can feel that one.
Come on, man. He just
it's coming on 2 weeks.
Okay, TD, your goods and bads.
Goods, Willie Gay, obviously he's flying everywhere, man. Go ahead and ink him on a 10-year deal now. No, I'm just talking. Hey, but he's playing. So you know the only reservation I got about Willie Gay is do not for the life of me Sammy Guavin us.
I was going to say MVP.
That. Do not do that to us. That guy was always good in preseason. And
I talked to my guys in the league, and they say that the story on Willie Gay is he's not that great in run support. Good blitzer, good coverage guy, energy, but instinctively not like see it and go get it.
Well, right now he's around the ball, and that's
he's a coverage expert.
So he's going to be rotational then. Blitz. So what, they'll have like a KJ Britt.
He'll get the Andrew Van Ginkel. People don't realize this, but Andrew Van Ginkel had a package, and he started as an inside linebacker in that package, and then he would move to the edge, and that's probably what Willie Gay Jr. is gonna do.
Okay.
And TD also. Sam McGuavin came to the Dolphins as a CFL guy. Willie Gay Jr. had some good years with the Chiefs. There's a track record there.
I get it. He just gave us hope in preseason. Like his east to west was like, we
learned his name.
Moving. Yeah, we learned his name.
We learned how to say Guavin.
He was the starter his rookie season in the NFL. He wasn't good. He replaced Raekwon McMillan.
Yeah, we know. We know that's the point, Omar. You don't understand. Like
he never earned that job, but he was a special teams player.
But we saw good stuff in preseason games and stuff that had us like,
you saw like one game where he had like 5 sacks or something like that.
All right, but maybe his legend was born and then it died. All right, so Willie Gay. All right, Taj Washington. I'm shocked none of y'all said his name. I just really think that Mike McDaniel has to find a way to get this guy on the roster. I think he can contribute that third option. I know y'all naming the other guys, but I'm telling you, Taj, give him the ball on screens. Give him the ball on those. Yeah. I mean,
give it to Tyreek. Make a play all camp. Like
no. Well, what I'm saying, what you mean he hasn't made a play all camp?
Wait. We're not talking about one-on-ones, right?
No, we're not talking about one-on-ones.
You're out here praising Theo Weiss, who plays on the same unit as Taj Washington. I don't see Taj Washington doing much.
Taj Washington has shown explosiveness. Every time I see him catch the ball, he's making something happen after the catch. I know they're not
Smurf receivers.
What happened?
Y'all not tired of Smurf receivers?
I mean, I get your point on that too, but when you catch my eye in camp with your yards after the catch, and I'm not talking about they're not hitting, man, he out there shaking people. He out there getting an extra 4 or 5 yards after. All right, man.
We'll see in the exhibition season.
Practice.
We'll see. He'll get plenty of run in the exhibition season. We'll see.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? He's gonna do better than your guy. All right. Quinn Ewers.
My guy. You're not talking about D. Estridge like that.
Hey, I'm just saying. I think he should be higher on the depth chart.
Name out your mouth because he'll play.
Right. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Sunday. The first game Sunday. The first game is Sunday. All right. We'll see. All right. Quinn Ewers. This kid making big time throws too.
He does.
He making big time throws, and I'm telling you, man, Quinn Ewers he makes you feel good about having a backup. Like finally, like maybe you get, but Zach is playing a little better too.
I tweeted out something today that I thought this guy down here was going to jump all over it. I said he's showing me as much as Tua did in his rookie season.
All right, we just opened the competition.
No, keep going.
But that's what I'm saying. The bar was out of low.
He looks a lot like Tua.
He does look a lot like Tua.
Breaking news: Omar Kelly reports with the Miami Herald that there is a quarterback competition for QB1 in Miami.
What I'm saying is, like, there were moments with Tua when his rookie camp where you'd be like, you'd see a lot of like, and then you say, oh, okay. And then, the next day you'd be like, and you'd getting out destroyed by Ryan Fitzpatrick. Not that there was a competition, but then one day he'd be like, oh, okay, all right. Quinn Ewers has had at least 4 good practices in 10 days, maybe 5, because people give him credit for like an early practice. I was like, what are y'all looking at? But it was multiple people who said it. I don't know. So I'd say he's had 4 strong practices in 10 periods. Now, are the coaches ready to give him anything? Absolutely not. But there's no way you can cut him and put him on your practice squad.
There's a strong ceiling.
Yeah, there's a very high ceiling there.
QB1.
Especially in that offense.
In that offense. It's a very good point. In that offense.
Well, didn't he run it in college? He ran like the same style of offense in college.
Similar, yeah.
What's the rest of your list, TD? Are you good?
Those are the surprise guys. I didn't have anybody else.
Where your disappointments at?
My disappointment, obviously, Kenneth Grant. Especially after
Kenneth Grant downer too.
I mean,
I can't wait for the 20th and the 21st. I gotta see this with my own eyes.
You look where you drafted. I want to see you out there beasting. I want some this guy here, man. And I heard the coach interview today. Now,
y'all remember Christian Wilkins' rookie season?
Yep.
No, y'all don't, because he didn't do anything.
Yeah, he wasn't excellent. I see what you're saying.
He didn't do nothing. So why should you expect Kenneth Grant to be like this world beater in his rookie season? Like you think he's just going to take on 2 and just split the?
I'm not expecting him to be a world beater.
Yeah.
I'm also not the one who keeps saying how great the Dolphins' front 7 is going to be.
I think the 7 is going to be good though.
What you trying to say?
You're not the only one.
Watch where that finger's going.
Wait.
Dodge it.
I have liked the way they've run the ball, the starters, and that's versus the front 7.
Whenever Alain looks up, he's looking up something.
Should I pull out the transcript of Anthony Weaver?
He's figuratively and literally.
Oh, okay. No. What I said was,
I
know the expectation is that the front 7 is going to mask a lot of the deficiencies that, I know what they're thinking. They're like, we can put anybody back there, or with our front 7, we'll be all right. And I don't necessarily agree with that, but I'm also not somebody who's going to say that, these cornerbacks and safeties are struggling, because they're not. They're
okay.
It's just like it's like one thing I want to say, Poupart.
Hold on. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. And then
go with
certain people, me included, are very high on the front 7, thinking they can be a playmaking, game-changing unit.
Receipts.
Does that sound
Yeah,
familiar?
it sounds familiar. It sounds familiar. Okay.
Okay, that was you.
Okay.
Anthony
I'm
Weaver.
trying to butter the man up a little bit. Like, I mean,
Man.
you know,
Anyway,
you
T,
try to sweet talk your lady a little bit to get what you want, right?
What's the rest of your negatives?
All right, so I only got 2 negatives. Kenneth Grant and the last one is Tua Tagovailoa. So
Of course.
no, don't do that. Don't do that. I'm not saying Tua's playing bad or nothing like that. But
if you're disappointed in him,
yeah, because you know what? I wanted to at least notice something improved this year.
He is who he is.
Tell me what you wanted to improve.
I know he is who he is, Alan, but I want hope.
What did you want? What did you want?
I don't know, Omar. I want.
You don't even know what you want.
You know, I do. I know what I want. I know my Christmas wish list. I want him
to. But you don't know
that. You know what that jerky.
No, let me listen. I want him to run like Josh Allen. I want him to throw outside the numbers like Joe Burrow. I want him to. It's a lot that I want. But
have you guys ever seen The Notebook when Omar was like, "What do you want? What did you want?" You were just in the rain. What do you want?
Like, what do you like?
Omar, somebody said it in the chat perfectly just now. And this is correct. DouglieDoWrong who said this. TD wants a sign that Tua hasn't hit his ceiling.
It's practice. You're not going to see that.
But you should.
You know what I want to see in training camp from Tua? I wanted him to throw the damn ball away from time to time.
Which he did. From what I'm hearing, he did.
And I wanted to see deep ball connections. I haven't seen that.
Well, you're not going to throw the ball.
He hasn't thrown deep at all.
No, he's not. No.
Saving it for the season.
I'm not really worried about it because stop it, Poupart. Stop it. Listen, don't act like the efficiency he's playing with, Poupart, isn't different than what you've seen in past years.
Mobility.
It's exactly the same. There is zero difference. Somebody asked me, like, does he have more zip on the ball? Is he moving?
No. I didn't say
just like him.
I've seen Tua with better efficiency in camp before. Year 3
we're talking
camp,
practice.
Year 3 camp for Tua, I think was.
You're talking about practice.
But that was Tyreek on some.
I got Scott in the chat wanting to see more mobility out of Tua. When did what are we getting, like leg transplants, and is he going to become Lamar Jackson? More mobility.
Y'all need to stop disrespecting Tua. Tua can run. Tua can scramble. He can just get hurt at the end of that running scramble.
Omar's like this.
Like, don't stop. He's
you're right.
And throwing on the run. He can.
Sure.
You don't want him to do that.
Correct. I've never said anything about his mobility now. The 1 year he wasn't mobile was 2023, which is a year he stayed healthy. Outside of that, yeah, he can move a little bit, but that's not his game. You don't want him to do that.
He used to run, and he used to do quarterback sneaks before he got concussed.
When he ever did a quarterback sneak, Doug?
Alabama, probably.
Oh, okay.
Wait, I could show you NFL quarterback sneaks. Don't do this.
You may have a couple like in 2021.
He did against the Patriots a few times. Like, he's done it. He quarterback sneaks all the time.
Pick it up.
Yeah, he did. He got touchdowns. You such a hater.
Yeah,
plural, singular or plural? You said touchdown or touchdowns?
Such a hater. Such a hater.
Yeah, Alan, you got to stop that, man.
Can we stop sidetracking these conversations?
Yeah, anyway, I didn't even give mine, and we're already at 43 minutes. I got to go through these donations.
Stuff,
I got to corral these 3 lunatics.
I haven't even given my disappointments yet. Go ahead.
Side note, you guys don't know in the chat. We got 900 people here, right? First off, hit the like button because you're all beautiful human beings coming hanging out with us. Second of all 900 of you do not know what it's like trying to corral these 3 men. It is very hard on me. You better hit that like button and subscribe. We are very
good job of it.
This is true.
We're like at 190 away from 7,000 subscribers. Hit the subscribe button right now. Get us to 7,000.
Give me your list, Doug.
Anyway, so my positives, the left side of the line, I'm actually very surprised how well Patrick Paul and Jonah are doing together. Again, this is what I'm hearing, so I'm going off of these 2 gentlemen over here.
Listen, Jonah, while he's disappointed in Kenneth Grant, I'm not as high on Jonah as everybody else is.
Okay. Matt Dickerson, I owe him an apology. I do it every video where I talk about camp, because before we went into training camp, into the draft, I looked at what we had on the D line, and I'm like, we got to get someone opposite Sieler, like Matt Dickerson. And he's killing it. So again, every time I say his name, I apologize.
Steelers backup. So
Bradley Chubb been a disruptor from what I'm hearing, like constantly just see, this is why I have to go to camp. The 20th and the 21st, I am going to be bringing my binoculars because I'm going off of what was reported to me.
Yeah, one solid day last month.
Hold on, you got to put context clues together. If Patrick Paul is dominating camp, who's he dominating?
Think
about
that's
it.
True. That's true.
But
my negatives, like my biggest negative,
Chubb came alive. Chubb, I don't think I'll say this, and I'll stand on it. I don't think Chubb and Phillips should be practicing every day.
Yeah, no. Especially if that bruise happening. Shut him down.
Chubb, you could see when they put on pads, his play went.
My biggest negative, though, and it's only really one, and from what I'm hearing, especially from Mike McDaniel, Cam Smith, and how he's like, he has to stay available. I'm like, he's getting cut. I'd be surprised if he makes it to cut day. Like, I don't think Cam Smith is.
I think they might IR him, give themselves some time so it doesn't, because Chris Greer don't like to cut his draft picks.
He's got to get over that, man. He's got to get over that.
Yeah, he never gives up.
TD, your negatives real quick, and let's get to these donations.
Not me.
Omar.
Oh yeah, sorry.
My disappointments. You mentioned Cam Smith. I'm not a Larry Borum person, as you guys know. However, I will acknowledge that he's practiced better for the last 2 days. Now that he's got that right tackle, I shouldn't tell you that. Nick Westbrook, Ikine, APB. Just put it out. Jordan Phillips. You guys are killing Kenneth Grant. This Jordan Phillips hasn't made a play all camp.
Who should do it? Sanders?
Huh?
Shadur Sanders?
Yeah. Ooh, damn.
Okay.
Get over it.
I won't. So don't even mention him.
I will also say this with a caveat. Ollie Gordon II. I give him props because the third team line is trash. But he ain't doing nothing. And then my other guy disappointment is Cameron Good. And what Cameron Good's done.
He sets the edge. He sets the edge very well.
Murphy. Cameron Good or Grayson Murphy, make a pick.
Cameron Good's going to make the team.
I didn't ask you that question. You make a pick. Cameron Good or Grayson Murphy?
Wait a minute. What's my pick?
Who are you picking for a 53-man roster?
Cameron Good's going to make the 53.
Who would you pick?
I think push comes to shove, Cameron Good's going to make the 53.
Of course, because of status and draft pick. But Grayson Murphy.
Special teams also.
Grayson Murphy has way outperformed him.
As a pass rusher.
Before we get, can we give Waddle and Tyreek some love since none of us said them? Tyreek is playing excellent despite being late to practice. Waddle,
he's not.
No, he's not.
See, here's my thing.
Balling, not Tyreek.
Because I think we started with our biggest surprise and biggest disappointments. So I think they're kind of what we expected. And then we kind of went to who's doing better. It flip-flopped all over the place. Again, I'm not very good at crowd. So it kind of just swung around.
Uncorrallable.
I will have a correction. I'll put a correction in there. I said Jalen Carter. I meant Nolan Smith. The fact that they got Nolan Smith at the end of the first round, redonkulous for the Eagles. Also, real quick before.
Doug, I'm sorry. They also got Jalen Carter at a bargain, even though he still was 9th overall, because his talent level said first or second, and then he had like the vehicular situation.
And then real quick before we get to the donations, the fact that today Mike McDaniel said, because we're another day closer to death. Is he okay?
He said that.
He didn't say that today.
Yesterday. Is he?
No, he said that 10 days ago.
Yeah.
What was that all about?
It's Mike trying to be funny and people taking it out of context. He said that like second day of training camp.
Also, they signed tight end Chris Mayrick and placed Jalen Connors on injured reserve. All right, let's get to these donations because we have a big fat donation from PRD Design dropping 100. Jeez Louise, love the show, guys. As a Dolphin fan, that has to rely on YouTube for content. It doesn't get any better. Been watching all of you guys for years, and now I can come to one place. I think that is like the thing I hear the most that they like about our show is like they like all four of us, and now we're all like in one spot, so they can come hang out, listen to us yell at each other, laugh, cry, walk away from each other. This one is from Adolfo.
Fully
the $10 donation. He says, "No offense. This Super Bowl window is baseless. Explain how New England window was 20 years and the Chiefs, Bills, Baltimore, and Eagles still going. Dolphins don't have an identity. Period."
Yeah, they do. They've got a fast, speed, finesse identity.
Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen.
That has failed. Thank you, Alan. Thank you, Alan.
Yeah. No, I agree with that part because if you look at the quarterbacks
Lamar
with
Jackson,
one that aren't like world beaters, like the Nick Foles, like these guys, it's like won a Super Bowl and then just fade away. So yeah, I feel that.
The Eagles are an outlier there, but they just draft so well, and they're so
that team is just ridiculous. Truephinfan 78 with the $2 donation says, "Please explain to TD that the cap keeps going up."
That's that is actually not relevant because the cap they sign these contracts with the projection and expectation that the cap keeps going up, and it is going to continue to go up, but that's not.
Yeah, so are these ridiculous contracts. Like, holy
moly. These contracts are ballooning.
Holy
ridiculous.
Crap.
Getting bigger too.
And every team builds their roster different.
And no, they don't. No, every team.
No, I'm talking about money allocation. One team may invest more in corners, another team may invest more in the O-line. I mean, every team builds theirs different.
Every team pays like 8 players, and then the rest of the team makes.
Yeah, but it's a matter of what position, because some positions those 8 players are more expensive than the other.
Yeah, everybody decides who the different 8 players is, and it depends on who you could get, who's available, who on your roster you have to pay. The Dolphins could have kept Christian Wilkins or Robert Hunt as one of their 8 players. They chose not to. Could have made Javon Holland one of their 8 players. They chose not to. The cap situation is complicated, and I can't really tell people where it is right now because I don't know what Mike Hilton's contract is. I don't know what Jack Jones's contract is. I don't know what Sieler's contract. I don't know what Minka's contract is because I'm sorry for people who don't understand this, but the NFLPA is going through an upheaval. Leadership has been changed, fired, presidents quitting, all kinds of stuff, and they're the ones that put in the contract into the system so that media members can see them.
I was gonna ask a question and it's gone. Anyway, I had a question. Yeah, it's gone. PR Versailles with the tour says, "We getting depth chart today like other teams?" I didn't even notice that.
No, for
everybody.
What, Thursday?
It can be it can be either Monday or Tuesdays usually. So my guess is we haven't gotten it yet so far. Not every team does it on the Monday.
Yeah,
my guess is we'll get it tomorrow morning.
Because the game is Sunday, so you would usually get it Tuesday. Yeah.
It's the beginning of the week, actually. So I don't know what the NFL rule is per se, but I know it's either Monday or Tuesday.
It's going to be fake anyway when it comes out. Like, I don't know what you guys are excited about it for.
Well, it's content for me and TD to talk about.
It's full of lies.
Yeah, it's going to have viewers, QB1s. You can't look at that stuff.
Yeah, it's going to be controversy. You know how it is. Anyway, Adolfo again with the $2 donation. Those teams paid their quarterbacks and all impacted players. This is the thing that sucks about going back and reading donations like we do, is because that had context of something we talked about 20 minutes ago.
But getting to what TD said, there are 2 different models. There are the teams that are paying the quarterback, and then the teams that are not paying the quarterback. Cheap, and you can go with a young, cheap, inexperienced quarterback, but eventually you're going to have to pay him. So you got to make sure your roster is good enough when you have to pay him. The Dolphins thought they did it,
if you're going to pay big money to your quarterback, he needs to ball out and do some of this.
No,
raise the roof. We got to dance.
Omar, there's 3 different teams that don't pay him, teams that pay him and they're elite, and teams that pay him and they're not elite. Though there's more variables.
And you know how you separate them?
The ones
who are successful, the elite ones that get paid.
Are the quarterbacks elite? We can sit here all day, Baltimore, Buffalo, Kansas City. I'm not even gonna put the Eagles in there.
That's why they're always.
I don't put Cincinnati in there.
Well, just for argument's sake.
No,
you don't put Cincinnati in what? You don't put Cincinnati in what?
Having an elite quarterback.
In elite
Omar's a Burrow hater.
I'm not even gonna believe
Cincinnati didn't win nothing last year.
I'm not gonna believe that.
Not a 0.
I'm not gonna believe that from you.
Elite quarterbacks.
He lost 3 games, scoring 34 points.
Josh Allen.
I'm not gonna believe Omar Kelly does not think Joe Burrow is not an elite quarterback. Really?
Is he on the same level as Josh Allen?
If not better. He would have won MVP last year if his supporting cast was better.
But he's right there. Look at any single place you see the national media, any single place, or whether they're polling executives, whatever. It's always 4 guys at the top, like it or not, and Burrow is one of them.
I wouldn't necessarily put him over Jalen Hurts. No disrespect.
Oh my
I think it's better.
Jalen Hurts is.
I have Hurts on my list. If I were to make one, I have Hurts.
I'm just saying,
like 6, 7, 6.
Okay,
I don't have
that's
him.
fine. He's not better than Burrow.
No, I have Burrow.
No, I didn't say.
4.
I'm sorry, but okay, he scores points. He's got Jamar Chase, and as I say all the time,
Tyreek Hill or Jalen Waddle. I mean,
Jalen Waddle is not the same thing as Jamar Chase, and you could have had Jamar Chase instead of Jalen Waddle.
I agree. That's a different discussion, though.
That's a totally.
Joe Burrow went to the Super Bowl with a very mediocre offensive line.
How you look at Jamar Chase and say, yeah, we could do without it. No, we could do it with the other guy.
They should have had Penei Sewell and an extra first-round pick, but that's a different conversation.
Okay. All right.
Anyway, St. Eddie with the 5 said, there are the days when you remember TD used to cover 3 to 4 NFL team accounts. Dude is here to rage bait Fin fans. That's it. Let me
Eddie up here bringing up old stuff. He has explained this. He's a
exactly.
No, Omar. My biggest haters out here fueling that fire that I covered
so many times. Listen, he was starting something, which then eventually became the Roundtable Sports. Okay, so what he started actually became something. So leave the man alone. Jeez, Truephinfan. Oh boy, Truephinfan.
I respect you because you're a hustler.
TD pays Phillips, who's 27, but mad at us paying Sieler.
We gave birth to Phillips, not Sieler.
You developed Sieler, kind of the same.
Oh,
thing.
come on.
He was adopted. Yeah, I mean, we love him.
Wow.
we're being honest. We're being honest.
He's treating Sieler like a redhead.
He will go down in history as your best ever waiver wire claim in Dolphins history, and you don't want to credit him.
Zach
Sieler, Cam Wake.
To TD Phins Talk, Sieler is Harry Potter, and he has him in a room under the steps.
I don't know why y'all make it seem like I don't like Sieler. I love Sieler. I mean, he's
you don't want to
Sieler. Yeah, you love Sieler.
Yeah, I love him.
Great if you learn his name.
Say his name, because if I'm say it,
you just combining the first name and the last name, huh?
You throw a Z in there instead of an S. You say Sieler instead of Sieler.
Man, y'all know what I'm saying.
Like a deal sealer.
Well, Truephinfan threw another $2 donation. He said we should trade you. He said,
hey, listen, you got 6 first-round picks.
Man, I could trade you for Reason right now.
Man, I'll trade you for a box of donuts.
I can trade you for Reason right now. Give me a second-round pick.
Hey, Omar. Hey, let's get the deal done.
I don't know if you guys down south know about Duck Donuts, but I'll trade TD for a box of Duck Donuts, man. Those are some good
fire donuts.
Future considerations.
Alexander with a 5 says, can all 4 of you rate this year's TC versus other MM camps?
Training camps.
Okay, thank you.
2023, no, 2000. The first one with Tyreek. That's fireworks. I liked last year Tyreek would show up for practice 30 minutes late. Everybody, everybody be tired. Their legs would be tired. And then he'd jump in 11 on 11s and catch a deep bomb.
What a
And
butt.
then be like, all right, folks, I'll see you later.
And he's still doing that.
Am I exaggerating?
What is he doing in the building that he comes out after everyone's stretching? What is he doing?
That's twice now. And Omar's like poo-pooing it on Twitter. And it's like,
is that what he's doing in there? Is he poo-pooing in there? Like, what is he doing?
No, Omar's poo-pooing.
I know, but I want to know, is he poo-pooing
I don't know.
in there?
He said, this is him trolling again. This is him trolling, which is why it's sad because he's always trolling and we ignore it. But then when people find the video and they put it out there, it becomes national news, even though we know he's trolling.
Mm.
He says that he's in there looking at what we're tweeting so that he can see what's going on and what's the conversation about the team. He's like, seriously, that's what I'm doing. And we have gotten to the point where we just ignore Tyreek.
Like, do people really believe he doesn't know the playbook the last 3 years?
People believe he learned the game off Madden. He learned defenses off Madden. People believe that he did not know. Yes. No, I did not believe that one. I believe when he said, I didn't know the offense in the first season. I was just out there making up stuff. I did believe that. And then Poupart and everybody was like, you can't believe anything Tyreek Hill says.
I felt that.
And I was like, what are y'all talking about? Then I got to know him and I realized you cannot believe anything he says.
Yeah. It's official.
One hook, line, and sinker. I was like,
I
yeah.
mean, it's gonna be a
you can see Tua was like pointing the routes at him. Like, you can just run this route. Oh, yeah, I can see it.
Run this. Yeah.
Wrong.
the guy's in motion. He like has more on his plate than just about anybody else. But he
didn't know
anything. He's just out there making it up in motion.
Oh, man. Glenn with the tenor said, Alain, when you are writing
he's taking notes for the first time in his 10-year career.
When you are writing for a paper called Dolphin Magazine or Digest that was shipped out once a week in the 90s, I used to get that every week during the season. Great bathroom read. Speaking of poo-poo.
Not sure about the great bathroom read part, but yes, I wrote for Dolphin Digest from 1989 through about 2021.
Glenn, hey, how you doing, Glenn?
What up,
Dolphin.
man?
So he read Dolphin Digest while he was on the toilet.
That's why I read my Sports Illustrated. That's what
That's where you watch film.
His legs fall asleep after.
That one, Omar.
Atlanta with the tenor said, will the Dolphins be signing one more free agent corner or waiting to pick up a corner when teams start to cut players for their 53-man?
They're probably going to look at when teams cut their 53, they're probably going to be about 50 cornerbacks that are out of work. Some are going to be subjected to the waiver wire. I'm pretty sure Dolphins going to claim one or two. And then you're going to have a long list of veterans that do not have to go through the waiver wire. And they're just going to be signing with whatever team is the best fit for them. So they might take another dive at it then.
Also remember, though, if they pick up a vested veteran, you have to guarantee before week one, the contract's guaranteed for the whole season. So
they might wait till week 2.
Watch Kansas City. They are very deep at corner right now. That's a team to watch.
That's an excellent point, Poupart, because the teams that will take the veterans and guarantee their contract, that's who the players will go to. But everybody knows this is a great situation to be in Miami.
Yeah. Sure. Doug, you know where all those corners came from, right?
Where?
The Tyreek trade. No, I'm serious. You go look it up.
No, you're right.
3 of the corners, 2 of them are legit.
Uh-huh.
Like that was all from that trade.
Glenn with another $5. What is funny is going into college, Tua was like #1 dual threat quarterback. He was. Complete after that hip injury, he's a different quarterback. Like he was running. I saw like a 30-yard touchdown run from Tua at Alabama. Like he was a completely different quarterback.
But he was never built to be that kind of quarterback.
Yeah, no, he wasn't like Lamar Jackson or even Josh Allen. But he could
playing in Hawaii against little tiny people. Samoans are not tiny people, so let me take that back.
Wow.
But yeah, it's
it canceled. Greg with the fiver says Omar and Poop, out of the rookie UFAs, who do you think is making the roster, considering a UFA has made the team for over a decade?
You want to go first?
I don't have a rookie making the roster this year.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm going to give you, for me, the two guys who have the best chance. Or I'm going to go back to Theo Weiss Jr. and John Saunders Jr.
Okay.
Okay, I can see John Saunders. I think that a lot of that will come down to special teams for John Saunders. I think that safety spot, that last safety spot, is just strictly going to be a special teams guy.
Is he the one who I'm hearing is a good gunner at special teams? Because I heard one of them was like really impressive as a gunner.
No, Dante Trader is supposedly a good special teams guy.
Oh, I missed one. 305 gifted a membership. Shout out to you, my man. Justin said the Jonah pick is now under the microscope with how Will Johnson is performing. I saw that on Twitter and I retweeted it and said, until the season starts, yes, it looks all nice and fine and dandy.
He's also got to make it through the season.
Exactly. I still like the Jonah pick.
Can I interject here?
Go ahead.
Based on that Twitter, I reached out to my guy in Arizona to ask him, is Will Johnson performing as well as it's being portrayed? His exact reply, I'm not picking him as all-pro status, but he does look very good. They don't know how fast he is yet, so once they figure that out, they'll be able to deploy him properly.
They don't know how fast he is yet?
Correct.
They should be able to gauge that based on one-on-one and whatever.
It's crazy, Omar. When I watch the highlights that they're putting out, it looks like he's running half speed, but
I don't think those are highlights they're putting out. I think that's what fans are shooting.
Yeah. But it still looks like he's moving slow, but all over it.
Very physical.
All over it.
What it looks like.
Try hard with a $2 sticker, but I don't know if you guys can focus on it, but if you could see his image, it is Omar old.
Now I see it. Oh, that's awesome.
That's all right, Omar. You holding well.
If that's how you age, you're gonna age real well. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh, you should see my father. My father's 78. He probably doesn't look a day over 60.
Oh, wow, you gonna be a sugar daddy, man.
I have aged over the years, but stress does that to you. Dolphins are trying to kill me. Yeah.
Birthday salami with the fiver says top paid quarterbacks should be the only ones that elevate the team. It's a good job, and your pay should reflect the performance. I think we all can agree.
We are 24 people from 1,000 people watching live, which is very
crazy. Hit that like button.
17 away.
We're getting there. We're almost
at 17 away.
Yeah, 983.
Damn, that's huge, man. Anyway,
we're getting 170 give or take from 7,000. Let's go. Phins for life with the $10 donation. He has Phins up. Appreciate you. More from birthday salami fiver. TD saying he loves Sieler shows that he doesn't love Sieler.
Sieler
saying he doesn't love Sieler.
Man, how do you not like a guy who's giving you 20 sacks in 2 years?
Man,
how are you not going to like a guy who wears a cowboy hat, the color of your team, to his signing?
Don't forget the boots. He's such a every day, like he's fixing his car, like in his garage. Like
didn't he live in a trailer for like the first 3 years of Miami? Like he
lived in an RV his first 2 years as a Dolphin.
He like wrestles alligators in the off season to get into shape. Like that man.
He does not wrestle alligators. Like
I do like Sieler.
There you go. You don't like Sieler.
I don't like Sieler.
There you go.
Sieler took our money.
We better trade Sieler.
At least you didn't call him Steeler.
We got a new member, and Felipe, shout out to you for hitting that join button. Will with the fiver says, great show. Let's all pitch in so Alain can get a good podcast microphone so he can get words in and fight the TD rant.
All right,
do you use a microphone, Alain?
No.
He's always been good.
He's good.
I'm very, very, very old school, low tech, all that stuff.
Noel B with the tenor says Tyreek needs to change his apparel business from soul runner to troll runner.
Wow,
that's funny.
I gotta check Tyreek out in the mall next time I go down. Soul runner.
I've been told.
SM Phins with the $5 says when Tyreek said he was dropping the kids at the pool, he meant he was taking a dump. I've heard anyone mention that. What he meant. No one. There's dropping the kids off at the
We
pool.
knew
And
he
then,
was talking about.
That's what that means.
Of course,
and
we
then
knew he was.
taking the Browns to the Super Bowl. You never heard of that one either?
No, I never heard that.
You never heard that one?
No.
I did. I said that once. I went to the bathroom and I said that to my dad. I said, I think we were watching the Dolphins game. I said, Dad, I'm gonna go take the Browns to the Super Bowl. I came out of the bathroom and I was like, they lost. He just like started cracking up laughing.
That's funny. That is actually very good. Yeah, I like that.
But yeah, that's what we got for you guys today. We're going to be live Friday. So instead of Thursday, we're going to be live Friday at 7:00.
Why we're switching the day though, Doug?
Well, because the joint practice. You want to talk about the joint practice? Unless you don't. You make the decision right now. Gun to your head. Are we going live Friday?
Who, you talking about me?
You.
Oh yeah.
All right. So
I was gonna say this. We would have two of the people who are there, and we're actually gonna, because what people don't understand is joint practices, they're split fields, so you cannot watch
so
both
hard.
fields.
Yeah, no, it's so hard.
We have to team up and give you, so he's gonna watch one unit, I'm gonna watch the other unit, and that's how we can give you a full perspective on what happened.
Question: when I went down last year for the Washington one, was that Isaiah who was helping you guys out? I think he was sitting like to my right. I think it was Isaiah. Yeah.
Omar take the best pictures at joint practices. You know, I remember Houston standing on that pole.
Yeah.
Oh, that was don't start with that.
The way they get you, man.
I was actually the only media member who could actually see what was going on and was reporting back to everybody else, because
that was it
was Richmond Webb who was standing in front of me like a damn tower. I was like, we could not see nothing. It was like an eclipse.
Oh my god, that's too funny. Adolfo snuck one in on us with a $5. Says, Dougie, you have not acknowledged that Mike McDaniel is not the guy yet, and have not responded to my tweet. Weaver is the guy and will be our new head coach. What tweet? I have been doing this for the past hour and a half. And also, I wanted him fired at the end of the year. What are you talking about?
Mike McDaniel fired at the end of the year?
I wanted it.
You want to
really?
It was when he came out, when Stephen Ross came out with the whole, like, someone made a meme, which is, it's hilarious how in my post-game recap of the Jets game, I was like, this is it. It was just disappointing, blah, blah, blah. There's no way you can't make change out of that. And then my very next video was me just sitting there rubbing my eyes because I'm now reading Stephen Ross saying, oh, status quo, no good, no, blah, blah, blah. But yeah.
Doug is a Mike hater. I didn't know that. Okay.
He frustrates
me. I want to say this, and this is something that I've really thought about and watched and monitored. I remember it was 2015, and I knew the team was going to quit on Joe Philbin. They just went through the motions. They didn't care. They just they were checked out. That whole training camp, the whole off season, they just didn't care. This team, they absolutely care. And it's not just talk, it's actions. I haven't seen these physical practices ever in Mike McDaniel. And you could clearly see they're trying. Like, I've covered the Dolphins for 17 years. Poop, you go longer than me. Have you ever seen practices where there are back-to-back D-line, O-line, one-on-ones, 20 minutes of it?
You're testing my memory.
Probably Jimmy Johnson would do some physical crazy.
Probably,
Jimmy, I remember being an intern back in the day when I was out there with you guys and couldn't even wipe my booty cheeks. And I remember Jimmy used to have some physical practice. I think I saw the Oklahoma drill because I was the first time I'd seen the Oklahoma drill. And I'm like, this is crazy. But that was football back then. They don't practice like that anymore.
No.
Yeah, they're not allowed to.
Where I will agree with you, Omar, also, to me, the vibe was totally different. Because I was in the locker room with you on 2014 when Stephen Ross told us, I'm going to give you a Christmas present. You won't have to worry about a coaching search. I'm bringing Joe Phil back in 2015. And at that moment, I'm like, this is disaster written all over it. I did not have that same feeling, even though when Stephen Ross released a statement that perturbed you that much, Doug, I don't know. I don't think it's a lost cause. Like I thought Joe Philbin in 2020.
I remember being in the locker room after the Buffalo game, and this is how you and the sentiment in the locker room. We were asking players, "Do you think Gay should be back?" And everybody was like, "I don't make those decisions around here." I'm just employee number. I mean, Cam, everybody. They were like, "I don't make those decisions around here, so I'm going to stay in my lane." And that was the universal message. And then he get fired. It's not like that right now.
Okay.
It's not like that at all.
Glenn has a question before we get out of here. He says he's not far from Chicago. May I go? I think that's more of a Bears thing. You have to deal with the Chicago Bears. Yeah. And
the Bears, I think they made their joint practices the last time we were there, Poupart, like members only or special people.
Was it on that?
Yeah, because
one of them fans he moved inside because it was pouring.
No, not the time. No, but they brought fans inside too. I remember they brought fans inside. I remember fans were there because we're like sitting there in the stands, and all of a sudden people start coming to sit with us, and I was like, "Who the hell are these people?" and I'm thinking we're here for like an intimate, private practice, and members, like it was a members only practice.
But I don't. No offense, but don't quote Omar on that. Check on ChicagoBears.com because, like, for some reason, I think I recall seeing it on there, and that they are open to the general folks. But I think it's the deal like the Dolphins that you have to sign up for the tickets.
Yeah, they don't have seats. They don't have like seats like they have seats, but they don't have like seats like the Dolphins. They got like
no.
But Glenn, go to Facebook. They'll have, even if it's members only, they'll have members that even if they're selling them and stuff, it'll be on Facebook.
Yeah, because you went
Chicago Bears group chats.
You did that for Tampa, right, TD? When you went to Tampa?
Yeah.
So yeah. All right.
That was members only in Tampa? Oh, yeah. Well, it probably was members only.
We're going to get out of here. We will see you Friday at 7:30. We're going to talk about the first joint practice with the Chicago Bears. Shout out to people who know where that's from. And then the game is on Sunday, 1 o'clock. I think it's nationally televised. I think it's going to be on NFL Network, which is pretty awesome. But yeah, we're out of here. Go check out Omar Kelly, Miami Herald. Go check out Alain Poupart, Miami Dolphins on SI, TD Phins Talk, youtube.com/TD Phins Talk. And you can find me, youtube.com/DouglieDoWrong. But other than that, we out. We'll see you Friday. Peace.